So a couple weeks ago, I decided to delete my social media. I realized that it was taking so much time away from me and it was really affecting my mental health. So I was like, I'm going to challenge myself to delete my social media until the new year, which is spring for me. So I want to talk about my journey with that so far. If you're new here, my name is Sonya Star Jade. This is Fully Loving Yourself. Welcome. And if you're a returner, welcome back. Okay. So I've been on social media since I was a teenager. Like, I think social media probably came out when I was probably like 12 or 13 because I remember being on social media in high school, like sneaking to get on my cell phone, to be on MySpace and some other apps. Like, I found one of my boyfriends on a dating app when I was in high school. So like, to do it now is like not that big of a deal, right? So that's like 20 plus years of being online, like chronically online, like online for everything. And I started to realize that I was developing an addiction. And the one thing I always prided myself on was that I didn't have like any addictions to like drugs or alcohol. I don't smoke, I don't drink, like anything. But then I sat back and thought about it like, girl, actually, you do. Like, I had an addiction to social media, to food, like different things to stimulate that dopamine and like that happiness hormone. And I didn't even realize it until like I really sat down with myself. I deleted my social media because I wanted to overcome this addiction and I really wanted to get back into like my spirituality and really just wanted to connect with myself and God and to limit the distractions that I had that were getting in the way of that. So I already wasn't on Instagram. The only social media platforms that I had were Facebook, TikTok, and I don't consider YouTube like social media. Actually, I think that YouTube is like kind of helping my mental health, but I'll get to that in a minute. So I've had TikTok and Facebook, and I was using those platforms to monetize, but also to like stay in the loop. And this is the trap that I feel we get caught in social media, is that when you're on there, it's like we convince ourselves like, oh, we're on here to stay connected to like our family and friends, and it allows us to like know what's going on and what's happening. But as I was like scrolling, I'm like, none of this is like benefiting me or helping me, and it's actually causing me to be more anxious, like, because it started making me feel like I wasn't doing good enough and that I didn't have enough in my life, or that my relationship wasn't good enough, or I just wasn't a good enough person. And I'm like, none of these things are true. So, okay. So like I was saying, none of these things are true. Like, all of the things that I was seeing on social media was just like causing me to have like a negative perspective on so many things going on in my life that weren't actually true for me. So I was like, I need to get away from all of this. And then I'm like scrolling on TikTok, and you don't really have a control over your algorithm on Facebook or TikTok. Like, you can say what you don't want to see on Facebook and like choose some things that you want to see like on TikTok or just across the board, but you don't really have control over the things that you get to see. So as I'm scrolling on TikTok, I'm seeing all of these videos like, this is how I made $20,000 in a day, and this is how I did all these things, like financial goals that people were meeting. And it started to create like a money anxiety in me. And so I'm like, well, dang, maybe I need to do that. Maybe I need to create this thing, or I need to, do better with my content so that I can make tens of thousands of dollars on TikTok. And so I started to create like an anxiety around that, like around my content, where I truly love creating. But now it was turning from this fun thing to this thing where now I have to hurry up and change who I am to make money, and I didn't like the way that was feeling for me. It was very depressing. It was very anxiety provoking because it started to make me feel like Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, why am I not good enough that I haven't hit these numbers? Or I'm asking my friends, like, what do you think I need to do better in order to do XYZ? And the reality of it is, you really do need to fit like a certain aesthetic on certain platforms, and it's also just a luck thing. So I know I said I deleted my social media, right? But I did go back on there because everybody was talking about this story on TikTok. This girl named Risa Tisa, a 50-part series that was like a Netflix series. Everybody was talking about. Hold on. Scam likely. Anyway. So everybody's talking about Risa Tisa and this situation on TikTok. And I'm like, oh, you know, so I downloaded TikTok to watch the series. And as I was watching it, I caught myself scrolling. And I'm like, girl, that's not what you're over here for. But then I seen this video. I stopped because the girl was really pretty. But then I started watching it because I seen the words on the screen. I seen the words on the screen. Hold on, wait. I feel like y'all can't really see me. Anyway, I seen the words on the screen and I'm like, oh, what is she talking about? So I decided to watch the video, and she was talking about how being on social media and blowing up on social media is like a lottery. I'm gonna actually put the video here.
But it's like social media has just become like playing the slots at this point. You keep going. You keep playing consistently by posting and posting and posting and posting and posting, and you hope and pray to God that one of them will hit at some point. You just, please, God, let one hit. And when it does, epic high. Oh my God. 1 million people saw this video? Crazy. They wanted me to make a song because of this TikTok I made? Great. 8 to 10 by Calm Down Ace on Spotify. Boom. You're like, I'm only going up from here. Except for you don't. You sit down in the chair, you press the button, AKA post another video, flops. Wait a minute, but how did this flop? I only had 20,000 followers and now I have 400,000 followers. How is this flopping? Let me try again. Let me try again. So you push the button, post another TikTok. Zilch. Okay. Well, maybe this is just maybe I'm just not as good as a creator as I thought I was. Let me try again. Let me try a different approach. You sit down, you press the button, release a video. And then you start thinking, well, what is wrong with me? Right? And in the same way that gamblers are like, well, let me just push it again. Well, if I push it again, I'll hit a jackpot. If I push it again, maybe I'll get the You're like, if I post again, maybe I'll get on the FYP. If I, not understanding that, wait a minute, this whole system is built up to ensure that you fail. They are trying to keep you on the app. They're trying to keep you addicted. So what do? They let you win every now and again. And by win, I mean they sprinkle in a few likes here and there. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good a handful of videos have done. If TikTok actively decides to be like, nah, I'm going to stop posting you on the FYP. Nah, I'm not even really going to post you in the Friends tab. Then what's the point?
So in the video, she's talking about like how it creates this thing in us like a lottery, like gambling. And I'm like, I know so many people with gambling problems. It's that rush. Like, oh, I hit for $1 million. And then the next time you hit and you don't get anything. So it's like, let me keep trying because I know I did it before. I know it's possible. I see other people doing it. And it keeps you in this loop. And you can get stuck in that unless you catch yourself. So when I was like on social media again, I was like, let me get off of here. Like, I'm starting to get stuck in this trap again. And so I was talking to my husband about it. I was like, yeah, like I said that I was going to delete social media. I did end up getting back on there, like, holding myself accountable because I said that I wanted this to be a spiritual thing so that I could get closer to God and like, figure out like my purpose and like my direction in life, because I've been feeling kind of directionless in a sense and just trying to figure out like what the hell I'm doing with life. And so he was like, you got to stop allowing the tests to win. Like, you gotta stop letting the test to distract you. And I'm like, okay, so how am I being tested to get back on social media? Well, one, it's like people talking to me about social media, about things that they're seeing that I'm not in a loop of, and I want to know what's going on. So then I log on to see what's happening. And then also, like, I get emails from the platforms like, hey, you got a notification, or hey, I'm going live, catch me on TikTok or catch me on Facebook. And it's like, dang, I really want to see what they're talking about on live, but I really need to honor this commitment that I'm making to myself and to God, and just like in general. So since I've been off of like social media, I have been consuming more YouTube. I've been listening to more like sermons and just more things that it will just like help me in my development journey, like positive things, like feeding my brain and feeding my spirit with things. I'm listening to like more meditations. I'm listening to more podcasts and things. And it's actually helping my attention span. Like, I don't know if you know this, but like everybody's attention span, they say it's like really short, right? And obviously it's because of like shorts and reels and TikTok. So I noticed that when I got back on TikTok and I was scrolling, I was like, it doesn't do it for me anymore. Like, it's not fulfilling to me. It's not adding any value to me. And like, this isn't enjoyable for me anymore. So it's been easy to re-delete it when I download it to like see what's going on there. And I started to think about the fact that every time I would be on social media, I would be seeing stuff like, this is how you become a full-time content creator. And I'm like, do I really want to become a full-time content creator? I don't think I do. That's a lot of stress. Like, full-time content creators go through a lot of stress. And it's like, I do want to become a full-time content creator, but I'm putting more pressure on myself by trying to rush the process. So I was like, let me go back to my job, to my 9 to 5 that's actually paying my bills, instead of stressing myself out now, because like groceries are high and we need money to survive. You know what I mean? I initially had decided that I wanted to be like a full-time content creator back in 2020 when I first started doing YouTube, and I started watching like Kelly Stamps, and I had a homegirl who was doing YouTube, and I'm like, oh, never picked up a camera before, didn't know what I was doing. If you go back and watch some of my earlier videos, I wasn't even holding the camera the right way. Like, I had absolutely no clue what I was doing on this platform, but I just knew that I was going to like blow up within like a year. Super delusional, right? So after that happened, I talked to my husband. I was like, I really want to do this. He was like, okay, I support you. And so it has been like encouraging me to like follow my dreams and do YouTube and do content. He's like, you're really good at this. So like, I was able to go and work part-time to pursue this goal and like pour into like my knowledge and learn all these things about editing for all these different platforms. But I got so burnt out and overwhelmed, and just like watching all these other creators like blow up, and I'm just like, what am I doing wrong? And it's like, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just, it takes time, one. Like, everybody has their turn when it's their turn. And so I'm like, all right, we still have to participate in the system. Like, we still got bills to pay. There's still taxes. We still got to eat to live. Like, we got to do all these things. So yeah, that's why I decided to go back to working full time and just getting off of social media and figuring it out later. I know that it'll all come together, but I think that at a point in time, we were all just like super delusional. Like, yeah, I'm going to be a full-time content creator, and I'm going to have time freedom, and I'm going to be able to travel, and I'm going to be a millionaire. Like, I'm looking at how full-time content creators are having to like go and like change their whole lives and change all their content to things that they might not actually want to do because the algorithms are crazy and doing different things all of the time. No, So I went back to my job that pays me very well instead of hopping on the struggle bus of trying to become a content creator and quit my 9 to 5. Like, that's crazy. And also, since I've deleted social media, I did get accepted into the YouTube Partner Program. And when I got accepted into the YouTube Partner Program, I was like, wow, I finally hit this goal. Now what? You know what I mean? Like, it was like, wait, I thought that once I hit this goal, like, things were just going to change and I was going to feel so different. And I didn't. And that's when I realized that it was just this influence of, like, with social media, content creators make us feel like it's going to look like or feel like once we hit that goal. And that didn't happen for me. Like, the dollars don't just roll in once you become a content creator, you know, like on any platform. I think, like, I do get paid from Facebook. Well, not anymore because I'm not on there, but like, working a 9 to 5 and creating content is still cool. Like, it's probably the thing that we need to do because, like, life is so expensive right now. Oh my gosh, my camera's dying. Hold on. All right, we're back. Some of the other things that have happened for me since I've deleted social media, we started going back to church. We started having, like, individual Bible studies, me and my husband. That's really just been helping a whole lot. I've been going outside more. I've been connecting with, like, friends and everything, and just spending more time with my honey, spending more time with myself, not always feeling the need to document the journey and the process and, like, every single thing that is going on with my day has been very, like, freeing. And also becoming okay with the idea of just being okay and just having enough. Because, like, being on social media, like I was saying, they'll try to, like, being on social media, there's a lot of content that is kind of like fear mongering. Like, you need to do all this, become a CEO and make millions of thousands of dollars overnight. And it's like, it's so anxiety provoking. So I just been living more in the moment and just being okay with what I have and just being more grateful to God for the things that He's already given me, and, like, being grateful for where I'm at in my life, because everything that I have now I prayed for before at a certain point in my life, and now I'm here, and just being okay with this, with what I have now, and just living in my own reality. Yeah, it's felt very good to reconnect with myself and to connect with people in the real world. And, like, I'm building my community on here on YouTube, which is great. But I don't know, like, I really noticed the difference, like, when I got back on Facebook and TikTok to, like, check in on things, like networking things, or just, like, that thing that I was telling y'all on TikTok. I was just like, I don't like the way this feels. Let me hurry up and get off of here. Because none of this stuff is beneficial. None of this stuff is adding any value to my life. It's not making me feel good. Like, everybody is just super anxious on here. Everybody is just talking about things, and I don't agree with these perspectives. And I don't know. So I've really been contemplating what my return to social media is going to look like, because it is one of my income streams. And I'm just, like, trying to navigate that now, like, how to incorporate social media into my, streams of income without being on it all the time. It's something that I've been trying to figure out for a while. So if y'all got any tips, let me know. But I'm also just learning to be okay with, what I have, and not feeling the need to over consume and to over have things and stuff in any capacity, because, like, I'm already rich in life, and being off of social media is also helping me in that way. Like, I'm good, So yeah, that is my update from my social media detox. I think that it's healthy for people to take some time off of social media and just to disconnect from being online, especially if you've been online for a very long time like I have. Just go outside and, touch some grass and ground yourself and connect with people in real time. Sometimes I wonder if I'm really, not antisocial or socially awkward, but like if it was because that I'm just used to being online, just being chronically online, So I'm still navigating that perspective of just my life and my social personality. But yeah, let me know, your thoughts and your experiences and, what you've observed if you've been offline for a while. I've been seeing a lot of videos on YouTube of people who have also decided to ditch social media and embrace this digital minimalism lifestyle. And it's been great. It's been great because I don't really care about what is going on in a lot of these people's lives, and it's just like a lot of drama and just like unhealthy stuff. It's not funny anymore. It's not fun. It's not interesting. It's not like helping me to develop in my life. Like, it's just not. It's not. So yeah, that's all I got for you all today. My little diary entry for today about my social media detox. So yeah, I will catch you on the next video. Peace out.